All right, so I am back after taking a whole day off. I was exhausted from just all that talking. So you must be tired too. Hopefully you're taking this in bits, digesting it all. But where we left off talking about essentially, we're going to talk to your coach. You're going to talk to your coach and find out what's going on. You're going to get that feedback. Then you're going to take some time to digest it and make a decision. Do I want to actually continue with this? And is it really important to me? And then that next step is like you're going to tap into faith. Hopefully, you didn't skip that, but if you did, it's not the end of the world. Everyone doesn't have to believe to do in God to do well in sports, but it is a cheat code if you do, and you use that relationship right. But today, what we're going to talk about is what are you giving up? You've got to give something to get something. There's a price to pay to be great, or just even above average, or really just even average. An average can go a long way. We're not promising that everyone's going to make it to the NFL. We're not promising that everyone's going to get a chance to play college ball, but average is good enough to get off the sideline and get on the field and contribute, because there are so many people who are below average, not because of their skill set, their talent, but because like right here, their mind, their effort, the things that they're focused on, they're worried about the wrong things. And every elite athlete understands this. I saw a video where Tyreek Hill was talking about, his advice to athletes. And it's like, go out there and do the work, like constantly work. When all my friends were playing video games, I was running routes, practicing speed training. Like I was doing the work. Like people didn't see me, but I was out there. So it wasn't like an accident that I became who I am. And it's true. So you gotta pay a price. And it's a heavy price. It means that you don't hang out with friends as much. It means you might not be as considered as cool, So what are you giving up? What's taking up your time? Is it social media? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Snapchat? Is that what it is? Is it video games? Is it Fortnite? Call of Duty? Halo, for those of y'all who actually still play Halo. I think mostly that's grown men. But is it video games? Roblox? Minecraft? No shade, but how much time do you spend on that? And I'm not judging, right? I have put thousands of hours into video games, thousands. I like one game in particular. I'm a super nerd. I love RPGs. I put over 200 hours into Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Elden Ring, I mean, I'm certain I've put in over 200 hours in that game. I can't play video games now. I've got kids. It's almost impossible. But before kids, boy, yeah, a lot of video games. And I still play some from time to time, but just nowhere near as much. You got to be thinking about, what you're watching, right? What you listen to. I mentioned this before in the last video, that Doechii song, Anxiety. There's a programming going on. There's a programming that's going on that's designed to kind of just make you less impactful, less effective, less of everything, just not anywhere close to where you could be. And that's by design, because when you're less than, you're constantly reaching for something to consume to make you feel better. It's a temporary fix. It's a temporary little dopamine hit. It's conditioning for weakness, for sustained weakness. I mean, you can't, being weak is dangerous to you, your family, and the society. And some of you guys is like, whoa, Otis, this is like way too much. I'm a 13-year-old. Sorry. But you need to know this. So what you watch, what you listen to, it is critical. I just saw a little cardinal outside. What you pay attention to, nature, right? I'm looking at this bird, bright red bird. He's out there looking for a mate. Super cool. pay attention to your surroundings. Uh, who you hang out with. I mean, if you want to be great, you want to be good, you want to be average, above average, if you want to get on the field, you got to take inventory of who you hang out with. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I got rid of a lot of friends growing up. Some of it was on my own, and some of it was my parents forcing the issue. Like, I'll just tell you real quick, in the first grade, I had a teacher, her name was Miss Fernandez, couldn't stand her. She didn't like me. And a big reason why she didn't like me was because I was constantly talking with my friends in class. They were talking to me and I would respond to them. And at some point, she called my parents, and my dad was like, let me find out that you're talking to these kids in class again. If they say something to you, you better not even look at them. I want you looking straight ahead. Don't look at them. Don't respond to them. And if I hear anything about it, pat, pat, pat. That's what's about to happen. And I did not look at those kids. And you know what happened? They failed the first grade. I didn't know that was possible. They failed the first grade. They're okay now. They're still around, doing well in life. But those people were moved away from me. And in the sixth grade, I had a friend who, he was a good friend, but he was kind of a hater. He was interested in being my friend as long as he could like diminish me and degrade me, degrade my confidence. That's impossible to do, but he tried. And really it made him feel better if I found myself in embarrassing situations. Like, I wrote a love letter to my fifth grade or sixth grade teacher, and then he took it off her desk and read it in front of the class. And then he got in trouble, and it was pretty funny. But hater, had to get rid of that guy. And you know what? He turned out to be getting into all kinds of trouble. Like, I don't even know if he graduated high school. So I had people around me who had the potential to drag me down. And when you've got people around you who have the potential to drag you down, eventually they will. You're either influencing people to come along with you, or they're influencing you to come along with them. But there's no way that everything just stays neutral. So keep these things in mind. Is it late nights? Are you giving up late nights? Are you giving up garbage food? I'm not saying you can't eat trash food from time to time. When I was with the Vikings, I literally, I mean, I could hardly keep the weight on. So I would go to McDonald's like before I went to bed and order 4 double cheeseburgers and eat them in my car like a weirdo. So, you know, but like, how much of this, like, can you moderate this, or are you just constantly just eating garbage? Like, are you broadening your palate? So these things are very important. But just, you know, I just want you to know, I'm saying all these things, and it might seem like, man, Otis, you're asking me to like commit like a serious social harm to myself. You're asking me to put myself in a position where I don't have friends, where no one likes me because I'm lame. I'm lame. No one likes me. And like, it sounds that way. It sounds that way, but I'm just going to tell you, it's not true. So in my case, I did everything that people would consider something that a lame person would do, someone who has no friends, someone who is not cool would do. I did not do drugs. I had friends that were like, we're going to get you high. And I'm like, no, you are not. That would require my consent and participation. I'm not actually going to do that. So you can keep offering and like attempting, it will never happen. I didn't drink alcohol. I didn't go to parties. I wasn't involved in like, I wasn't having sex. I wasn't skipping school. I never joined in with bullying. If I saw someone bullying someone, I spoke up. I was like, hey, that's not cool. I would make friends with the people who didn't fit in. Like, we had all kinds, you know, there's a great show called Freaks and Geeks. I think it still plays well. It might be on Netflix now. But like, I made friends with the kids who were dressed in all black, and and the kids who wore the big belt buckles and the cowboy hats and the boots to school. I made friends with the people who were, people said is weird or smells funny. And I never would sit with the same people at lunch. I was like anti-clique. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of a clique. I'm already on the football team. I don't need to let everyone know that I'm on the football team at every point. Like, you'll know that I'm on the football team when you go to the game and you watch me bust someone's head, right? I don't need to perform and be this like persona, this caricature for everyone's, consumption and entertainment. If social media was around when I was in high school, I probably wouldn't even be on it, to be perfectly honest. Or I'd be on it, but the amount of posting I would do would be limited to a couple of things I found to be important, and like maybe like featuring some of the art that I would make. So that's what I was doing in my free time, right? I'm making art, I'm playing video games, I'm outside with my friends, the ones who aren't dragging me down. And yeah, and you know what? Funny thing, wow, Otis, you did nothing. You were so lame. Oh, really interesting story, real quick. I'm in the 8th grade, and this girl, her name is Kim, she invited me to skip school to go back to her house because her parents weren't home. And I was like, no, I've got class. I can't miss class. And she looked at me like I was crazy. And she probably told people something's wrong with this guy. Like he just denied. No, nothing wrong with me. Not interested. I've got something to do. Something important. I did not miss school. If I was sick, I went. My dad was like, I'd call from the school nurse, the nurse's office, sick. And my dad's like, can you make it up until the point where they call roll for attendance, which I think was like noon or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I think so. And he's like, okay, well, if you're still feeling like you need to go home after that, give me a call and I'll come get you. At that point, I'm halfway through the day, so I just stayed. I did not miss school ever. And like when it was time to go to class, I'm going to class. Our class president, Candy Johnson, awesome human being. She used to make fun of me. She was like, man, do not try to talk to Otis once the bell rings for class, because he is not having it. Like, he's like, Otis, what's going on? And it's like, where are you headed? And it's like, class. And like, that was her joke. And it's like, well, it's true. I was headed to class. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not trying to be late. I'm headed to class. That's how you need to be thinking. And I just want you to know, all that lameness, oh, it was so lame, in a school full of 4,500 students, I was voted most popular. Well, co-most popular was another guy. I think that was unfair. I didn't know that I was even up for the award, but I was most popular. It was a surprise to me. I was Mr. Judson, surprise to me. And I don't care. Those things don't matter. Those things are like stupid. But the point that I'm trying to make is, when you're not a try hard from the standpoint of trying to impress a bunch of people who don't matter, who can't, and I'm not saying they don't matter because everyone matters, but they don't matter from the standpoint of the goals that you have. If you're trying to impress a bunch of people who have no ability to impact the future that you want for yourself, that's silly. If you focus on what you're focusing on, what you want to get done, people take note of that. When you're treating people the right way, they take note of that. And they're just drawn to people who are disciplined, who know what they want, who are going somewhere. They're drawn to it in high school, and they're drawn to it when you're an adult. When you walk in a room and you talk and you introduce yourself to someone and you tell them why you're here and who you're looking to meet, they love it because they're like, this sounds like a person who knows what they want. And I don't know what I want. And maybe some of that will rub off on me. People love it. So what are you going to give up? And know that when you give it up, it might be some short-term pain. I've got my sign working now. It says, it's hard to see from this angle, but it says pain now, pain later. Short-term pain. If you're willing to accept short-term pain, you can avoid long-term pain later. So it's a choice. Do I want the pain now, or do I want the pain later? And I want you to know the pain later is incredibly painful. It is devastatingly painful. It feels like something that you just can't overcome. So what are you going to give up? Make it big. Go big or go home. Like, take the biggest thing and slash it. Cut it down. I want to lose weight. I found myself at 255 pounds. It's ridiculous. I'm 6'4", 255. I don't need to be 255. I don't play in the NFL anymore. And that weight is not muscle like it used to be because I haven't been working out. So what am I going to give up? I don't eat until at least noon. It's noon now. I haven't eaten. And I probably won't eat I might not eat until 5 o'clock today. But I need to do that so that I can allow my body to burn more fat, to create more stem cells so I can get more production because I'm older, all right? You should not be fasting at your age. So don't do what I'm doing because that's crazy at your age. But parents, let me know if you want a video about this. I can tell you all kinds of things about what I'm doing. I'm on my journey. And I was 255. I am now 237. And my goal is to be about 225 and jacked. So that might be more information than what y'all need, but I'm giving things up for what I want. You're going to have to do the same thing. Let's go to the next. I'll see you in the next video.